dusty roads and a warm summer breeze. Grandpa's old hat worn down at the knees. Fishing lines, tangled laughter in the trees. These simple.
Hey guys, I want to get on here and do a video, catch up with y'all and kind of talk about what's been going on and kind of what has led me to this video. As you can tell, I'm sweaty. Been out working with the animals and working the horse. Well, really didn't work with him, but had him out. But I'm not going to get on here and get all glammed up to do this video, and there's a reason to this. But so many times when we get on social media, and I know I've said this before, but probably today more than ever in my life, this really means something. But how many people get on here and get all done up, and you know, it's like their life is all together. And you know, it'd be one thing if we started doing YouTube or coming on Facebook Live or whatever we do when our house is done, when we're not, that's our neighbor's dog in our fence, by the way. You know, when everything's already done and all the messy stuff is over with and we can look a certain way. But, you know, we choose to share with you now, right now, from the ground up kind of build, you know. And that's poison oak. I can't get rid of this stuff. I just really want to talk to y'all. And I'm hoping that this video will reach somebody that it needs to also. And maybe the people that this is pertaining to. I'm hoping it'll reach them, because I've sat and I'm going to let her out. I'll be right back. Y'all can enjoy if I don't knock y'all over, the animals and sunflowers and all that. I'm coming. You want to go home? Come on. You can lay down. Okay. But anyway, sorry y'all. I'm back. So she just wanted out to lay outside my garden. So I'm going to show a few pictures in here, and I'm going to try to be as calm about this as I can. But honestly, I'm pretty mad. I'm pretty upset. And I don't understand a lot of humans anymore. Like, I can't relate. I'm so tired of this world. I'm so tired of what it's becoming. And, you know, if I could be like God, I'm ready to be picked up. I'm ready to come home now. You know, I would do it. I would do it. I love my family. I love my kids. I love my husband. But it's just not the world it was when I was growing up. Not that it was that great then. But anyways, so a lot of people know that we got our daughter a horse, and we have right at an acre of land. And so we got our daughter a horse, and we rescued this horse from the ship pen. And when we got him, he was malnourished, he was underweight, he had what they call stall cough. And he was sick, and he couldn't be rode. He was just so bony. It was just a lot going on, and we were trying to treat him and fatten him up. Well, we were having to keep him in the stall because he was sick. He had no energy to run. When I say sick, like, he was sick. Like, if you got the flu and you want to lay on your couch, he did not feel like running around doing what horses do. So we fed him 3 times a day in the stall, and he got his hay and all that, dewormed him, that kind of stuff. Had a farrier come, cut his hooves, and just, you know, take care of him. And because he was in the stall being treated, someone was driving by and they didn't like that he was in a stall. So instead of stopping and being like, hey, a little concerned about the horse, I've been noticing he's in the stall a lot, I would have been like, sure, like, I get it. And I would have told him his story, where he came from, because honestly, the day that we got him, the very next day, he was due to be shipped to Mexico. Now, whatever happens to him when they get there, I don't know. I don't want to know. I know it's usually not good. Um, so, anyways, if they would have just stopped and asked, I would not have had any problem talking to them, telling them where he came from, showing them his coggins. Like, I really don't care to, you know, to help somebody feel better, because I do know that there's a lot of hoarding cases nowadays, and I know, honestly, and I'm not being mean, like, do not take me wrong, but I grew up and my dad raised Siberian Huskies. My dad rescued dogs that were left on the side of the road. um Sorry guys, I got too much heat out here today. But so I grew up learning how to care for animals. My mom was a pharmacy technician. Her best friend was a pharmacist. Like, we learned how to save money, but also treat your animal. Like, there's a lot of stuff I can give them my own shots, and this is just stuff I learned growing up. Nowadays, if you don't take your animal to the vet over every little thing, and I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, if you're just more comfortable taking your animal to the vet, I'm all for that. And I know there comes a time you have to do that. I get that. We do that. I get that. Like Walker County, it's a law. Your animals have to have the rabies shots. I can't give that. I have to take them to the vet to get that. So I know that there's a time that, they have to go. I'm not saying nothing about that. I'm just saying you're so shamed nowadays if you don't do every little thing the way that everybody puts you in a box. And if you don't do it this way, it's wrong. And if you don't do it that way, it's wrong. And if you know, but I'm thankful that I grew up how I did, where I did, by who I did, because honestly, and you're going to hear like the katydids and stuff getting really loud. It's starting to get dark. But, I learned a lot of to do for myself kind of stuff. And if you're paying attention at all nowadays, we're going to have to go back to that, because if you can't see how crazy this world is getting, we got to be self-sustainable. Thus, why I planted a garden. I have a garden here. I have a vegetable garden on the other side of the camper. I'm growing pumpkin over here. It's healthy for your dogs. There's just a lot of stuff that I'm doing. We have chickens that are already of the laying age, so we have our own eggs. And then I'm raising some hens up. Just preparing, because times are crazy. And, anyways, I'm not going to get too much into that. But being self-sustainable, right? So anyways, we had this horse in what these people... Let me rewind. Let me back up. So, apparently someone did not like that the horse was in the stall. He did come out. He came out later in the day when it wasn't so hot, when the sun wasn't blazing. And yes, we took him out to muck his stall. But even with that, he didn't move around a lot. He was sick. But like I said, these people didn't stop and ask us anything. They reported us. And I'm going to include a message that I put on the side of the barn for whoever did report us. And I'm not trying to be ugly, but don't come against my family or my animals. Like, we are a very close-knit family. That is my daughter's horse. So when you come against her horse, you're coming against her, and you're treading on territory that, of course, as parents, we're going to be really upset about. So if there was an issue, why didn't they stop and just talk to us? But no, they reported us. So the county come out, and they looked at the horse, and they seen he was a little underweight, but they said, for what it is, for where he came from, he looks really good. He was getting over his stall cough, and so they were happy with him. They're like, we just had to come check it out. So they went on, and that was that. Well, if you know us, if you're close enough to us to know us, you know that we have chickens and ducks out here, that they all have their own pools, that our chickens eat our fruit, like not rotten fruit. Like, we cut watermelon and stuff on these hot days, and we go eat with our chickens. Like, that's the type of people we are. Our animals are our babies. See, we rescued this horse the day before he went to Mexico. But I'm going to throw all that out there. There was a hoarding case in, was it Dade? Where was that? Where they got 200 and some odd animals out of this hoarding case. The people weren't even staying there. They were just cutting the feed open and leaving it for the animals. Well, I'm not a cat person, but we rescued a cat out of there. And this cat was terrified when she came to us. So we had to keep her in a little kennel in our house because she couldn't run away, because we had to sign a document saying that we would take her back to the Humane Society and get her fixed. So we're still waiting to do that, but we worked with her so much that she now sleeps on our bed. She no longer tries to run away. I don't know what these cats and dogs went through, where they were, but we had to detain her to protect her. But once she seen that she was in no danger, that we loved her and, you know, all this stuff, now she comes out. She lays in our bed. She plays with our other cat. It's just like, you know, we have animals everywhere. Literally, I have a rescue cat laying beside me right now. We've had him for 3 years. We were at the store and he was running around the parking lot, a little kitten. And I went and I tried to get him, but he was running out toward the main road. So I just squatted down and he was frolicking around. After he got done playing, he jumped in my lap. Like, this cat chose us, you know? And so I'm just trying to draw you a picture of why I'm so perturbed, why I'm so aggravated. I mean, if you pay your taxes, if you take care of your animals like they're your kids, if you take in strays, if you know, do what you should as a Christian to take care of God's creation, but the city or the county can dictate how you do that, it's frustrating. It is so frustrating. Not everybody is a hoarding case. Not everybody is an issue. You know, if you go to the animal shelter, it is not the cleanest smelling place. Let's just be honest. Because of all the animals in there that they're trying to rescue and push through so that they don't have to euthanize them. Well, you know, it can be, it's a lot of work, and I know it is. So, honestly, I just wish people would would mind their own business, honestly, unless there's an actual reason to nose into people's business, if there's an actual cause. But here goes, and I'm still sweating, y'all, but here goes the part that makes me so angry. My husband and our boys found, well, I think I found it. It was an old barn, and it was free. You just had to take it down and move it. So we went, and they took it apart. It was an old barn, like it was an old school barn. It was so cool. Now, some of the wood, y'all have poison oak. Y'all have to forgive me. It's on my face. I got it everywhere. But some of the wood was a little rotted, so we had to do away with the rotted wood. And what they did is they brought it here and they reconstructed it. Well, they wanted to put it in the backyard, and I wanted it in the front yard. And I should have never had it put in the front yard. I should have listened. But anyways, they reconstructed it in our front yard, okay? We had agriculture pull up today, and we had Walker County Animal Control pull up today. And they had gotten many reports that there was a horse sticking its head out of a shack. The shack they refer to is the shack that my husband and my boys, our boys, took apart with their own hands and reconstructed with their own hands. And roofed. I mean, it's sturdy. We keep fans in there during the summertime. And I know you're not really supposed to put like heat lamps on your chickens and stuff, but we do. We do. We heat our barn in the winter and we cool it in the summer. It's just too hot. If I can't stand it outside and, you know, whatever, I don't expect my animals to be able to, right? And I mean, we shave our animals down in the summertime too. We got bare skin rabbits right now, just to be honest with you. Well, somebody had reported us, and I'm just like, first of all, a shack, it's a barn. Just because it is not a brand new barn with brand new barn wood that everybody posts all over social media, this barn wood that everybody wants to get their hands on, just because it's not that, does not mean it is not adequate shelter for these animals. And that burned my biscuits. That burned my biscuits because my kids and my husband put that together. So that made me mad. And then they went and they looked at him, they pulled the horse out, and she said he looked great. She said he looked great. She just didn't like how wet his stall was. And my husband made a drain system under the stall, because, horses pee a lot and stuff, so it would drain out. Well, sometimes during the day, the drain gets clogged, so he will have to come at night and unclog the drain, right? But now the horses free rein in our front yard, and, we have enough land for that. But because someone did not like what he was living in, they reported us. And I'm just going to say this, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, and I hope it doesn't. If it does, I just don't have time to argue with nobody, and I'm just not going to. We're not going to go buy a brand new barn or the wood to build a brand new barn when this is old wood. It is old, but it's in great shape, and we were able to reconstruct it to fit our needs. We're building a house. We're reconstructing a house. We're also buying land and the home. So our money is going toward our home. But in the meantime, our daughter wanted a horse. We have animals. We're going to take care of our animals. But we're not going to go out and buy this brand new barn or brand new barn wood or all this stuff. We live on one income. And I'm not going to pretend like we got all this money, because we don't. But what we have is all we need. We have what we need. They have what they need. This is just somebody that gets it in their head, oh, well, they got to live on this much land, and they got to do this and that. We have enough acreage to have a horse. What we don't have is it fenced in up front yet. And we have a fenced in backyard. And the reason we don't put him back here is because he's like 2, and he's really clumsy. And, he gets to running, and I got chickens back here, and we just don't want him getting hurt. There's just more stuff back here, and up front, it's just clear, and it's, where our grass is, and he's happy. He just wants to eat grass. Our neighbors seen that they were over here, and they're not happy about it. They're like, why don't they leave people alone? So, I did write a message, and I called this person that reported us the first time. I referred to them as Karen. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. I don't know. I don't know if it's a Karen or a Ken. I don't know. But it's just like, people literally, almost stop in the road to look over here. And we've posted our house from the beginning to what it looked like to what it is now. And all the hard work and sweat. I'm not just sitting in there in the air conditioner and letting the animals sit out here in the heat. No, this is an all-day thing. We're all day running water, running fruit, running spices and different nutrients and stuff that they need, checking waters, mucking stalls, washing, wetting down the horse. It's constant, but we put the work in. Just because, people might drive by. Just because you drive by and the horse is up now doesn't mean the horse has been up all day. And it's not labeled a barn. Even the agriculture people called it a shack. And maybe that's just because she's like, we got a call that there was a horse in a shack, so we had to check it out. And we are having to relocate our horse, not because the building's not adequate, but because the drain happened to be stopped up when she was here, and he was standing in some water. And at the time, it was just, the timing was terrible. I'm not gonna lie, that happens. It's it's really urine and where he spills his bucket. But the stall had just been mucked an hour or so before that. If you have a horse, even where they board horses, some people only pay to have their horse in a stall. That means it doesn't get turned out to the pasture. So, you know what I'm saying? He has a stall here. He has all the yard. And we were just about, how most horses have round pens that you run them in, work them in. We were going to make a square, a squared off area to train him in. That's what we were working on. But it's never good enough. You're never going to be good enough for people in this world. you know, I get that I get it. Some people, you know, they like money and they like nice things. They like expensive things. Okay, that's for you. But some of us is like, hey, if I can get that for free, if I can get that for cheap, and I can put the work in and I can put it together and it's livable and it's sturdy and my animals are safe and I can cool them in the summer and I can heat them in the winter, then let's do it, right? But for some people, because it doesn't look a certain way, it's not good enough. And I'm just tired of that. I'm so sick of that. I'm so thankful I was raised by parents that's like, you don't have it if you don't work for it. Like, you don't, you know, you're just not going to have it. And we bust our butt in it here on this land to teach our kids things, to have stuff, to have animals. My husband scared the crap out of me. All this stuff for accounting that you pay taxes to come and tell you what you can have, how you can have it, how you can do it. When even our neighbors are like, what is going on? They live right beside us. They see this all the time. I mean, one of our neighbors works in a vet office and they're going, what the heck is going on over there? Like, what? Somebody's got you on the radar. Because like I said, here comes our cat now. This is like the second time that we've been reported for this horse. And we get it. It's strange to have a horse in your front yard, no fence, and he doesn't run in the road, and he doesn't get in the ditch. The only thing he does is go see the neighbors, and they're fine with that. They're fine with him being over there. And, you know, I just think it's jacked up to have an animal that you got to put somewhere else. So I literally was like, I talked to our daughter, and I'm like, you know, do you want to keep him or do you want him to go to pasture land? Like, we got to do the right thing for him. And she's like, Mom, I want to board him. And, sorry, Tigger's got to get in here. And I was like, well, you know, okay, but we're you know, we have one vehicle right now. We made sacrifices to make our house priority. And we've only got the front and the side over there on the far side done. We're still working all back here, all right here. I mean, you know, we're having to budget everything. But one thing that doesn't get budgeted is our animals. Like, our animals eat and they're taken care of. And it stinks that there's so much control by everybody around you, especially when you're buying your own land. When you're buying your own land, we're still so controlled over what we do, how we live. And it's messed up. And I get it. There's so many hoarding cases around here. I get that. But, I mean, like the woman said, the horse looks good. He's put on hundreds of pounds since we've had him. I mean, we love him. He's like a part of our family. But let's go put our family somewhere else. Pay somebody else to let him live there. That don't sit right with me. It just doesn't. Do you want to say anything? My husband came outside. He hears me over here griping. I told him I said, that ain't got me fired up. And I am fired up because I'm the crazy chicken lady. Like, they're all about the horse. And honestly, I have fallen in love with this horse. But I literally just sit up there with my chickens. We love on our chickens. Like, our animals are our family. I'm all the time planting stuff and doing stuff with them. And it's sad. It's sad that you can't just live in peace. You got to be dictated by everybody else. Because everybody else is so bored in their own life that they got to go around and cause havoc in other people's. And it's stupid. Like, whoever Karen is, I wish she would pull up. And then I want to tell her about a little girl who went through hell to get to where she is today. And how God blessed her with this dream of owning a horse. And now ever since she's had this horse, she's had to live in fear that they're going to come take it from her. And it's just sad. It's sick. It really is. But I tell you what, if this video does reach Karen, and Karen wants to invest in a barn that's up to her standards and up to par with what she thinks it should be, she can come build it. Honey, build it. Because we will let you. If you want to come help us, we will let you. But, I mean, at least come and talk to us. And don't do the shady behind people's back stuff that causes so much junk that there ain't gotta be. And I get some of these cases are jacked up, how people do animals. I get some of them. But there's been some of these cases that they have taken animals from people and they have charged people, and these people could face 5-10 years in jail. And I'm going, what did they even do? Honestly. Their donkey was a little underweight. Well, stuff happens sometimes. Sometimes animals get the worms, and sometimes they get sick or whatever. But we are always on the outside looking in, judging people because it doesn't look like it should, or this and that. And as Christians, we just know Jesus is coming back soon. We just know. I mean, the signs are all there, and I'm just disappointed in this county, honestly. I'm thankful for the animal rescues they do. I am thankful for that. I'm thankful for the work they put in. I know they're not all like, whatever, in your business for no reason kind of thing, but it's just not cool to put that kind of pressure on a family and that's out here busting their tail. Just American family, just trying to build their house, just trying to live their life. Not out here messing with nobody. We ain't out here stealing nothing. We ain't out here taking nothing. We're not out here causing trouble anywhere. We're just trying to live. We're just trying to live like the next person. We're just trying to make it. And loving animals along the way, and felt like we did a good thing, keeping them from being shipped off to Mexico, because who knows what would have happened then. But you can guess what they do with them when they get them there. But I'm gonna get off of here because, yeah, I'm melting and I probably should take a shower. But I just wanted to get that out there, and I'm hoping it'll reach the right ears. And I'm not trying to gripe, but when does it stop? When does all this bullying? Because I feel like it's bullying. I really do. Because we were told that they had several reports. I feel like those several reports was from the same person, and they had other people call and report as well. Instead of just, when you got land that you're buying and you move and there's already a kind of a bickering going on around you, and you find out certain people wanted the land you're on because now they have the money for it. They didn't have the money for it then when you got it, but now the money's there, and now all of a sudden stuff keeps happening, and it's just not cool. I'm already praying that God bring to light whoever this person is, because I'm not a violent person, but I would like to look them in their eye and ask them what we did so wrong to them that they can't sleep at night without causing us trouble. I just would like to know. I can respect that a lot more than people going and running their mouth and calling and trying to cause trouble and it affecting my kids. Take what you want from me, but leave my kids alone. You know? But y'all be blessed. I'm going to hop off of here and get a bath. Talk to y'all next time.